Hello, beautiful. Hey, I'm Nikki from Crazy Simple Truth, and I'm so glad you're here with me today. I am in my daughter's room because her room is at the farthest end of the tiny little house that we just moved into, and so it's kind of quiet in here, so I'm going to be in kind of an awkward position trying to, way too low, Nikki. What can I do here? Get on my knees? I don't know. Oh, anyway. Okay, so what I want to show you today, I'm so excited about, is if you ever wondered what I take to church with me, today is the day. Because today we went back to our home church after 7 years. We moved away and we haven't been there and we've never found another church. And so exciting. Back to our home church. Felt so at home there, so welcome there. And so this was like my first official day back to church because from COVID and then us actually having COVID and my husband almost dying. It was awful. We have literally not been to church for 2 years. We've been watching it online. Bad. You need to get back to church, okay? Y'all need to get back to church if you can. Okay, so anyway, what does Nikki bring to church with her? Okay, well, that's a great question. I bring a Bible every single time. A good pastor will preach directly from the Bible. And a really good pastor will preach through an entire book of the Bible, and that's what my pastor does. So I bought a new Bible to go back to church with. Our church uses the Christian Standard Bible. They used to use the NIV until NIV updated the pronouns, I guess is what they did. I don't really know what they did, but we changed to the Christian Standard Bible. And so I bought a new Bible, got it at a super good discount, but I will link it below. It's the Encourage Devotional Bible. Now, I do not read the devotions in it. I'm not into devotions too much. I'm just give me the word, feed me the word. I'm hungry for the word, and I don't have time for devotions, okay? So I honestly don't read them. But the reason why I picked this Bible is at the bottom of it, it has note lines. So instead of them being on the sides, it gives you more space, I feel like. And what I do is I date it, okay? So I went in and I have dated for today, and I'll show you that in just a minute. I chose 3 colors, so I'm going to show you my 3 colors in just a moment, but I'm going to show you my church bag, okay? Okay. So for right now, I'm using this. This is one of my pencil cases that I designed and sell, but I think I'm going to make one. I am going to make one. No, I don't think. I'm going to make one that matches my Bible and my color scheme for my church Bible so that I can take it to church with me because, you know, if you can design your own things, why not, right? I have Tic Tacs in here, so they're loud. I have hand sanitizer. Okay, let me show you what I have. So I grabbed some Post-it notes, all right? So I've got 4 Post-it notes with me, 4 different styles. I will link my Amazon store below, and if you click on like pens and accessories category, you'll find all of those kind of things there. I've got, my Tic Tacs are noisy. You always got to bring Tic Tacs and hand sanitizer. What's funny about us is we were bringing hand sanitizer to church long before COVID was even a thing because I'm always into like germs, you know. Anyway, this is what I'm bringing. So last week we were sick. We had a cold. So we didn't get to go to church on Easter. But I wrote in my Bible for the first time. And I used this Tulle needlepoint pen. I love these. These write buttery smooth if you like gel pens. They're kind of expensive, but I love them. This one, however, bled through or maybe just was so dark that it showed through really hard. And so I decided not to use that one this week. So I went ahead and used this Energel liquid gel pen. This is like ultra fine point, 0.3. So it's a 0.3 needle tip. See that? And it's an Energel right there. So I wrote with this and that worked really well. Then I have, my lip gloss. You don't need that. And then this is going to be random, you guys. I'm going to try to link these for you. But these are colors that I chose because they're nice and muted. They kind of match the cover. And I just figured I wanted to have 3 colors, and I thought maybe these go well together. So this is by Hoo Hoo. I shouldn't laugh. That's by Hoo Hoo. Anyway, Hoo Hoo makes these, and so they are water-based marker. They're a brush tip. I found just recently that brush tip markers are my very favorite thing to use as highlighters. Now, with that in mind, I almost always use mild liners. So this is from my mild liner pack, and this is a gray brush liner. I love mild liners, but these had some really cool muted colors in the pack, and so that's why I got it. For instance, there's no mild liner in these colors, so there's sort of similar, but not this light. So I'll show you those when I turn this around. So that's what I bring to church with me. And then my pastor always has like a print up, okay, of his points that he's making and the scripture references that he gives us and things like that. But I didn't even write in that today. I was like, no, I'm just going to write right in my Bible. That's the way I like to do it, because then I'll go back and look at it later. But I could use that when I get home then to study further. So he always gives us things that we can do through the week to study more in depth. Okay, so I'm going to show you my notes. I'll turn this around. Okay, let's go. Okay, so how does Nikki Drake take sermon notes? So I wrote the date here, and then I wrote his main topic was actions to take. So this is the book of Titus. We went through the whole book, but today we were in chapter 3, verses 1 and 2. And he gave us a list just out of verses 1 and 2 with 7 things that we need to be doing. And it was such an incredible message. So we also went through verse 3 then, and he gave us 7 traits that we had before we became Christ followers. And verse 4, God did all the work. We are unworthy. So the whole book of Titus is generally about every good work. That even though we aren't saved by works, work is required. It's not going to get us into heaven, but it is how people are going to see Christ through us. And so work is required, even though it's not what's going to get you into heaven, okay? God did all the work. So what I did then is, as I was going through, I kind of just listened to what he's saying, and I numbered things. I would highlight first when I knew that I was going to write something, and then write over it, because it smears my highlighters. For instance, here where I did Amazing Grace last week. This was my color coding system. The reason why I have 6209 here is because he was talking about our spiritual birthdays and the date that we were saved. And he said many of us wouldn't know what it was. And I wrote it down to show to my husband, because I do indeed know when it was. I called myself a Christian my whole life, had no idea who Jesus Christ was. I thought I did. My husband had a tattoo of him. We had a picture of him hanging on our wall, but we had no idea who he was. And now we know him intimately, and it has been life-changing the last, let's see how many ever years it's been, quite some time now. Anyway, here's my color coding system that I used. So this is different than what I normally use, okay? So I used God, key verses. So those are the verses that he's saying are important, and then the words to live by. So I'm doing words or phrases. So because it's at church and I'm not probably going to have time to go back in and define words and things like that, I'm doing God, everywhere God's mentioned, with my yellow. I'm doing the verses, the what did I call them? Key verses. So for instance, he went over verse 1. And so I highlighted verse 1. I highlighted all of verse, 4 through 7. And so that's why I did the green. And then the words to live by are the ones that I want to be able to go back and look at this someday and look for the gray and find the things that I need to be doing. And so that's why I did this the way that I did. So I hope this was... So anyway, that's how I take notes for church. I can show you this again sometime. Let me know if you want me to. I'd be happy to do it. It was super fun, and I love when I'm convicted in church, and I was super convicted today. Like super convicted about some of the things that I do. And it seems weird to be happy that you're convicted, but the thing is, it hurts to be convicted. But the thing is, it's going to make me more like Christ. And I love when God convicts me so that I can be more like Christ. So I hope that was super helpful. I would love to know what you bring to church with you. Let me know in the comment section below, and make sure if you found this video helpful to give it a thumbs up and share it on your social media sites. Okay? All right. See you soon. Bye.